Welcome back. Hey, Travis Burks, it's great to see you, but where's Tinley?
She's sleeping.
It is her spring break, right?
Yeah, it's her spring break. She's taking full advantage.
Well, everybody loved you guys on Monday, and they loved Tinley. She did a great job.
We had a good time here.
But she's a grown girl. She needs to sleep.
Right. Yeah.
And it's spring break.
Got her beauty sleep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that 4:30s, she's still paying the price.
I bet.
Yeah.
So what did you bring us today? It looks like you're celebrating St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day. It's just a couple days
Wait,
away.
and your shirt is green underneath,
I did.
too.
I wore green today.
Perfect.
The match. Yep. Friday, St. Patty's Day. So we do have a wide range of ideas and items that you could do for that. So we could just start on this end.
Okay.
So we'll go from there. So with corned beef flats and points, and if you don't know the difference, the point, so if you have a brisket, on the end it's going to be a little bit more of a point towards the end. Okay. So your grains are going to be different. You're going to have just a little bit more fat on a point than you are on the flat. The flat on the back side is just basically the flat piece of the brisket. So when you have the brisket and you have the lower part, that's flat. I'm going
to hold this up because I want to point out something here to this camera too. Okay, so this is the flat part.
Right.
What are these little packets right here? Is that part of the seasoning?
That's the seasoning, so when you cook it, you would corn it with that. Yep.
I've never done that in my life though, but I want to.
Cooked a brisket or used somebody else's seasonings?
Both.
So basically what you would do is,
Just clarifying.
if you were to do corned beef and cabbage, you would just take it out of the package, rinse all the salt water off, because that's kind of what's on there, like a salt preservative.
Okay,
And then when you cook
curious.
it, you throw that spice pack in there. So, corned beef points and flats.
And you throw that in the crock pot then?
Throw it in the crock pot with cabbage, and or there's some people use Brussels sprouts because it's just easier. And you get more bites, you don't have to cut it up or peel it or any of that stuff. So offerings there, as well as the Johnsonville provides every they have seasonal brats, depending on what it is. With the Irish O-garlic, obviously that's good for St. Patty's Day. So brats on the grill, sauerkraut. You could just make a stew with that if you wanted to. If you do crock pot.
Oh, that's so good.
If you were to do a corned beef and cabbage, you could throw sausage in there too, just to mix it up. If you wanted to.
Why wouldn't you? I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Make it almost like a St. Patty's Day jambalaya.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, see, I'm all for that.
I'm all for the jambalaya.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And then, of course, we're still in Lent. So we're off. We have some offerings in the ad this week with Sea Best and Sea Cuisine fish options. The two on the end there, the catfish and cod, those are two of the popular items. And then, obviously, with the Sea Cuisine, the tilapia and the salmon, it's already seasoned.
That salmon looks great.
And that is very quick and simple to just thaw out and cook.
I'm all for
It's
Easy.
Yeah.
It's something easy.
Right.
We like easy, especially with busy lives everybody has nowadays.
Can I see? Is that a jar of sauerkraut?
This is a jar of
Can I see
sauerkraut,
that?
and that's also offered up in the ad this week. So we have the bag sauerkraut as well as the jarred.
You checking out the calorie
I was checking out.
See how many carbs are in it?
I was like, listen, if I'm going to go all out, I'm going to see how many carbs are in this. And here's what I'm finding. One carb per serving.
It's just a vegetable.
I know, but I was just like, okay, 5 calories, 1 carb. I mean, why am I not just eating sauerkraut? That's what I should be eating the whole time.
Your friends would not want to be around you.
Yeah, nor would vampires, that's for sure.
That's for sure. Okay, I'm going to get some of this.
So you could use that too, you know, do your own corned beef in the crock pot, and then you could do Reuben sandwiches or what have you there with the sauerkraut.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what, the deli brought those yesterday. They were so good. I dream
like
about that. But why is it always that whenever somebody else makes the food for you, it tastes better? When I make it myself, I'm like, oh, it's good, but it's not as good.
Because
I
by the
agree.
time you're done putting all the work into cooking it, you just don't care anymore.
You're like,
It is funny how that works.
Yeah.
just got to
Always
eat.
works. So what we did do was, with the help of my wife, with our busy schedules,
Hi,
we were able
Toby.
to start that last night in the crock pot, and it was cooked all night. So if you guys want to give her a try,
Yes.
to do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
are you kidding me?
So
Here,
it's a
Travel,
pretty
you
simple
dish it up.
ingredients of
Do you have a spoon, Trav?
I do.
There we go.
Corn, you could use, you want to dish
Yes.
out?
How much do you want, Jen?
Just a
So you have the options. You
that
can
enough?
use whatever
yeah.
potatoes you
That's-
wanted to do.
Is that enough, Jen?
Sure. Yeah, we're going to try that on TV.
Or if you wanted,
I feel like I'm
sometimes
being set up.
people use turnip. You know, we talked about turnips before
turnips,
too for
yeah.
potato replacement. So in there, cabbage, potatoes, carrots, a little water, and the corned beef.
Okay.
You know,
This.
You ready?
This looks amazing.
Yeah.
and it smells good. I know that.
It smells amazing, guys.
Oh, that-
Wow. So what, by the way, Travis did send us the recipe. When we post this segment online, we'll post the recipe for this. Because I was just curious, like how, is it like low for 8 hours?
You
like,
can do high for 5 or low for 8. So
Yeah.
I think
good.
a little bit of both worked out really well.
Yeah.
Just a cup and a half of water, I believe, is what was in there, and that's all it took. And then
natural
obviously
juices?
the juices, from the vegetables and the meat itself.
Man, that's so good. There's something so, like warming. Like it's simple.
Very hearty.
It's very hearty, but it's
Yeah.
almost like comfort.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's very comforting. Oh my gosh, that's so
And
good.
especially when it's 28 outside or whatever it is right now.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be cold this weekend, unfortunately.
If we could get Savannah to fix that, that would be great.
That would be great.
Just flip the switch.
If only she was a magician.
I don't know who you need to call for that.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we could do that.
Where can people find this at Price Cutter and Country Mart? What areas?
All right, so corned beefs will be in the meat case itself, so where you'd find your regular chicken, pork, and beef. You're going to find those there. Obviously, with the cabbage, we got a pretty good deal on cabbage in the produce department this week. So there. Then seafood is going to be in your frozen seafood aisle, and/or there's also several fresh options too if you wanted to go that route. So
Quick question. I have never bought sauerkraut in my life. Where would you find the sauerkraut?
it's in the lunch meat. So with the pickles,
Oh,
refrigerated
okay.
pickles and things like that, that's where you're going to find you
Okay.
can find the bag and the jar too. Now, grocery does. If you don't want a refrigerated one, there are some jars too. On just the regular.
Which one do you prefer, the jar? or the
I'd
bag?
rather have a bag than the jar.
The bag?
Yep. There's something different.
And that's in the refrigerated section, you said?
Yeah, they both are.
Okay.
With the lunch meat, so you'll find them in the lunch meat sets.
And what is that mustard you've got?
This is horseradish.
Oh, horseradish.
So you could use that. It's just another idea you could do with corned beef, or you could use just regular like ground stone mustard. It's really good too because it's coarser.
No.
Wow, that's so
option,
good.
Yeah.
Not so liquid.
Full disclosure, quick story. When I was about 10 or 11 years old, my Aunt Betty was making some sauerkraut, and I said it smelled horrible. The whole house smelled horrible. And I said, I've never had that in my life. She goes, okay, I will give you $5 if you eat a spoonful of sauerkraut. So I was like, you know what, for $5,
Why not?
come
right?
on.
$5 is $5.
I mean, $5.
Yeah.
So I did, and ever since then, I've been a fan of sauerkraut. I never made
stopped
it.
paying you, though.
She did stop paying me, unfortunately. Aunt Betty, if you're watching, I want more money. But yeah, I've never actually made it, but when I get like a hot dog or I get things, I do have the sauerkraut because I enjoy it now.
Yeah. It's
Just-
good.
You can try new things, guys.
Yeah.
And again, the luck of the Irish will be with you when you're shopping at Price Cutter and Country Mart. Don't you know?
Yes, sir.
Thanks so much, Travis
Thank you.
Brooks.
Glad to be here.
Great.
All right, coming up, we're gonna visit with our friend Marcy Bowling of Watching Over Whiskers, and she has a sweet kitty here. Needs a home. We'll be back. Now I'm gonna eat more. And we wore white.
Right, when nobody's, yeah, I know.